I got my Green Bay thing on here.
You've got your Green Bay. I've got my Green Bay, and I tell you what. Linda is not really much of a. I know you're from Minnesota, Linda, but I don't think you're much of a Vikings fan, really, are you, Linda?
No, I'm not a fan of any football.
Yeah, I was going to ask her what kind of football team she likes.
I'm not prejudiced of any. I don't like them across the board. I don't watch.
But I mean, okay, I get it. You and Wanda, I get it. You and Wanda at one time, you were motorbikes.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. I mean, what sort of sport do the bikers tend to follow?
Well, we do like charity runs, and we do things called like the Frost Your Balls run, which means you're riding in the freezing cold. So, yeah, we do things like that and just jaunt around.
Pete, have you ever been on a motor? Have you ever been on one of these motorcycles?
Yeah. Matter of fact, what kind of motorcycle? A regular one?
A Harley.
Yeah, my brother has one. I was a kid and scared the living daylights out of me, and I wouldn't want to go on one again.
Well, I crashed, so I can understand.
But that's just the way he was. But yeah, I did ride with him. But he was sorry. He apologized that he scared me. But yeah, I think they're pretty cool.
Yeah. So how do you like the Pete?
Say what?
How do you like the screen?
Yeah, awesome. I noticed that when I first turned it on here. I was like, holy crap, you're a nice green background here.
Yeah. Out to Brendan. Somebody is echoing.
Yeah, I think this is the year that you'll be getting out.
Yes. I see good things for both the guys. I really do. I think Zellner is going to help Steven, which of course will help Brendan. I'm not too reliable on the governor, but I continually pressure him and hashtag everything that he puts out on Twitter and write letters, whatever we can do. But I'm more, Steven gets out, Brendan will follow.
Oh, yeah.
That's better. I like that much better. With Pete in the top there. And then listen. You know me. I can't leave anything alone without fiddling about with it. Okay.
Okay.
Well, Paul, we have to give you an award. We have to give you an award for almost making it to an hour, like Eric Hosey did for a time. We were in the chat and we were just razzing you continually. You'll have to go back and watch.
I do apologize. My instructions to Pete were completely way off the mark, and I think the poor fellow. I think I completely bamboozled the guy with my sort of technical talk and sending photographs. None of it seemed to work. I didn't realize that Pete has recently invested in a new phone, which works so much differently, doesn't it, Pete? Back me up, Pete, please, pal.
Yeah, the first couple times I went on your show, you sent me a link and I hit on it, and it went right there, no problem. And this time I had that background, and I had that with my old phone, like right here. Here's my old phone, and I couldn't do it because I like using this phone because I could use the headphones. But like Linda says, she don't have any headphones.
Oh, there's a bird.
I must admit, I do use headphones because you get a better quality of sound, for hearing. But no, I was going to ask because we've got actually I've got you two the wrong way around, haven't I? Because you should be that side, and Linda, you should be that side. Because that's better because you're in Minnesota, which is west of Wisconsin. What's the weather like over there?
Today is beautiful. It's crispy crispy cold, but it is a nice winter day. We did have snow. Hopefully there won't be no more because I could use none of it after Christmas.
Okay, okay.
We recently had 6 inches here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I will tell my friends on the Discord in Foul Play. There's a person that lives in Wisconsin, and I say, "Oh, it's snowing." She goes, "Oh, I'll see it in an hour," and it always shows up in an hour. So I'm her forecast of the future, kind of like the Australians are for us Americans.
Okay. Now, what I did was 2 days ago. Was it 2 days or 3 days ago? I posed a question. Pete, I'm sure that you're well aware of the fact that Brendan loves Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I posed the question that within the first 3 films of Harry Potter, now I did say the books, and some people have gone really sort of beyond the mark. They've gone above and beyond the call of duty, if you like, to research this. So I really want to sort of stick to just the films. But within the first 3 films, and as you say, we all know that Brendan loves Harry Potter. Within the first 3 films, there are 3 circumstances of wrongful conviction. Any idea what the 3 circumstances are?
No, because I'm not really into Harry Potter. That's his thing. So.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Linda?
False confession, eyewitness, and DA, or the prosecutor. Prosecutors.
Well,
I really don't know.
Can I share these with you? Can I share these
Yes,
with you?
please.
Let me do this. Let me do this. Within the first 3 episodes of Harry Potter, within the films, and I must point out that there's been some very, very clever people have thought to this, and they've really gone and looked beyond. But the most obvious example of a wrongful conviction is, of course, where there we go. Here's the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yes, Jaznaz says
Okay.
that.
Yeah. Okay. So this is Sirius Black, the Prisoner of Azkaban. Do you know either Linda or Pete? We'll let ladies go first. I think that's only fair. Linda or Pete? Linda, do you know why?
Why he is? I don't.
Sirius Black was wrongfully convicted.
I don't. Because I don't. I should. I watched all Harry Potter, but I have no idea.
Okay. And don't worry, Pete. I have got the song lined up. We have got Dassey Radio lined up, ready to go. And fingers crossed, keep your fingers crossed and your toes crossed, everyone, that this is work, okay? Because this is New Year's Day, okay? But the point of Sirius Black is that he was considered to have murdered Peter Pettigrew because all that was left of Peter Pettigrew was a fingertip.
Oh.
And yet, here's the problem. He knew all along that he had not killed Peter Pettigrew, and he knew that the whole crime scene had been fabricated to make it look as if he killed him, when in fact Peter Pettigrew carried on as Scabbers the rat. Okay. So there's number 1. Okay, so everybody gets Sirius Black. Okay, so 1 point for Sirius Black. Secondly, when you watch the Prisoner of Azkaban, particularly in the film, you hear Dumbledore says, use the time turner, use it well, and you might be able to save 2 innocent lives. So this person is, and I will pop it up on screen hopefully for you, not a person, but an example of a wrongful conviction. Buckbeak was accused of attacking Malfoy, when in fact it was him that had instigated the whole attack. So the hippogriff Buckbeak is second. Hopefully, everybody's got that one. Now, has anybody figured out the third one?
I still can't. I don't know.
No.
I
Okay.
feel
Okay.
stupid because I should know maybe, but I don't. I'm with you, Pete.
The third victim of a wrongful conviction was, of course,
Oh no.
Hagrid.
Hagrid. Oh.
He was accused by Voldemort of having caused the death of Moaning Myrtle. 50 years it took to clear his name.
Wow.
Because obviously he was accused of having opened the Chamber of Secrets. It was blamed on his pet spider, Aragog, and it wasn't him at all. And you know what? It doesn't surprise me in the slightest that Brendan enjoys all the Harry Potter stuff.
Yeah. But thank heaven it doesn't take 50 years to get somebody out. I mean, 30 years, 40 years, I've heard.
No, I know.
50.
Yeah. It takes a bloody long time.
Yeah.
Because they are so quick to convict. And very rarely, and I must admit that there are examples of, like Ken Kratz has pointed out, yes, okay, in the excellent documentary A Murder in the Park, which Linda, you highlighted, we talk about Anthony Porter, who is the hidden image in the video that Ken Kratz kept putting out about a year and a half ago to try and promote his book. Yes, in that case, it was bizarre how they managed to substitute Anthony Porter for story Simon so quickly was bizarre, and the fact that it was that Professor Protest.
I don't remember his name.
David Protest. Yeah, he was a guy that had got this group of students to try and look at the possibility that, as I say, Anthony Porter was wrongfully convicted. But that really is, it's the only one I've ever come across where there's been somebody that should have been inside has gotten out.
Gotten out.
What's
the guilty party? Yep. Exactly. That probably gives a stain on the wrongfully convicted. They're worried about that. You know what I'm saying? And just right, they should. But they also should look at individual cases, and they just don't. When you're convicted, and that's how they see you until they can prove you different. Where it should be, you're innocent, prove you guilty. They got it backwards. I'm sorry, they got it backwards.
No, don't apologise, Linda, because the bottom line was that they used this detective, a private investigator, to pose as a police officer and go to Old Story Simon and actually threatened to shoot him unless he confessed. And they got a wrongful confession out of Old Story Simon based on the fact that other people were saying, you did it. Yeah. It was completely bogus. And I'm afraid, as far as Ken Kratz is concerned, his argument about A Murder in the Park completely backfires when you consider that the guy they put in Anthony Porter's place was coerced.
Yeah, yeah.
It's complete.
That's a KK move. Just another notch on his. He's you know what? Don't like the guy. I have really disdain for him for sure. Hey Pete, where's your?
Do you know? I'm not on him myself either, but you know, Pete, I wanted to really on to you because we do need to get this done because of Sean, exactly, Sean as David.
I
think it was it protest or protest? It was something like that, but yeah, absolutely.
You kill me. I wonder how you feel about that.
Listen, Jerome, I am really sorry. I am really sorry.
That's the funny man. Good one, T. Real good.
Good one, T.
Yeah, I knew I'd get Pete to laugh by going like this. I know, because he's got
my Packer mask with me, but I got it. I can get it.
Yeah, you showed it to me. I was like, oh, he's got a surprise for Paul.
Here we go.
I don't know why, Linda, you have to cover up your beautiful face, you know.
Oh, thank you.
No problem. No problem. Well, I'm glad I finally got on here.
Yeah, we are too. I know the iPhone is it has a totally different way of getting you on. And I know Becca had to help you with it before. So maybe they can figure out, Lori can show you exactly what she did.
Yep. More of a...
Oh, I did not mean to click on pause. I don't know why it's paused, but it has.
Read the good part.
Is that what you wanted me to share, Pete?
Yeah, I was wondering if I can do my own version from Dassey Radio.
Yeah, sure. If you can, yeah.
I got a different one from you. I got a different one for you. I'm dedicating it to you. Are you more like a polka guy?
Oh, I love the polka. Yeah, of course. So that's be around polka.
Anybody who plays the accordion has to like a polka.
Okay.
Yeah.
As soon as you get the thing going, yeah, I got one for you on my phone here, on Dassey phone here.
Yep.
And I can play
we are in Minnesota and Wisconsin.
I can do this, right? Okay. So yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This is for you, Paul. Here we go.
Push the button, pal.
Touchdown, we shot to red. Hey, we all had so much fun. Go Green Bay, we go Fort Plaza, go there to shop. We buy on Julius, we drink them up. Go liquor, we buy cheap beer. Oh, we all have so much fun. We come here. Green Bay, we go Green Bay, we go see Packers, we watch them play. They scored touchdown, we shout to red. Hey, we all have so much fun. Go Green Bay, we go Red Lobster. We think it's great. Lobster gets better eggs, and I buy a steak. A couple big,
couple tree beers.
Of the town. We go Green Bay, we go Green Bay. We go see Packers, we watch them play. When they score a touchdown, we shout to red. Hey, we all have so much fun. We go Green Bay.
Here comes the accordion.
All right.
There you go, Paul, just for you.
That's
Now
great.
that I like that one, even though I don't like the Green Bay. I like that one.
Oh, come on.
Look at us.
Hey.
Hey. Thank you,
You're going to
Pete.
get kicked off this channel if you don't like Packers. Listen, if you don't, I always remember this song. It goes, if you don't like Hank Williams, buddy, you can kiss his ass. You know, it's like if you don't like Green Bay, what's with you not liking the Green Bay? They're the Packers. You know, it's
Julie,
I mean, would you really want to follow like the Chicago Bears or the the
Dallas Cowboys.
Detroit Lions and the Dallas Cowboys and the Bucks? I mean,
They just have cheerleaders. They don't play.
The Indianapolis, is it the New England Patriots? Are they the like the prawn sandwich brigade? I think they're definitely considered.
Julia, I can't say your last name. I'm sorry, but her dad was buried in his Green Bay Packers jacket, so I thought that was interesting. Andrew Whitehead, hello.
I can't stand the Packers. Good one.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Pete's got the whole outfit. He's got the jacket, he's got the face mask, and he's got the music. So there you go.
I've got the jumper. I love this jumper. It's fantastic. It's 3 times extra large, so it makes me look quite skinny. It's really brilliant. Anyway, we're digressing. We're digressing. Pete, I really wanted to ask you. When the trial for Brendan was going on, did you manage to many of the days that the trial was going on, or was the work
Be there in person?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple times where I didn't make it and I felt really bad. And, when I talked to Brendan, I apologized, but he understood because I was working,
Yeah. It's I mean, how long did Brendan's actual trial last? Was it about? I think it was about half the length of Steve's trial. So it was about 2 weeks. Yeah. And I was just going to quickly ask you what job is it that you do nowadays? I think you're like air engineer.
Back then, I was a machine operator for 30 years at Hamilton Industries, and then they folded up because they thought they could make better money somewhere else, and it didn't happen. And then I worked for a year at Nemshoff as a hand sander, and now I'm over by and I lasted a year there because I didn't make it because they gave me all the shit jobs, all the rubbish jobs.
Yeah.
So so I kind of felt bad, but my caseworker says, she knows she knew I was a really good person to work with. So otherwise, then I got I put a thing out, the Stecker machine at they redo castings and all that. And I'm more or less, my classification is called, maintenance guy. I clean up around the machines. I'm involved in cleaning and that. And I don't have to worry about having this many pieces out an hour, that many pieces out an hour. And, when you get older, you can't deal with that stuff as much anymore. So I just chose this because he says, I don't care how fast you work. He just says, clean up the areas, and the areas I clean up, I do good work. And just the other day, a matter of fact, they moved 2 big machines at my workplace, and I was really busy. I had to really hop. I think I got 16,000 steps on my on my watch there. So I was moving.
Yeah, absolutely. It's I mean, you've just got to do the job that's sort of presented to you. I mean, I did my record today is my personal best, well over 20,000, because we walked all the way to Clover's back. But that means very little to anybody in America that wouldn't have the slightest idea what we're on about. What I really wanted to ask both Linda and yourself. It's something that comes up every so often. It would be your thoughts on, how can I say this? It's almost like a half guilter. You engage with somebody who is of the opinion that, and I'm sure Linda's come across this a lot, and Pete, I'm just curious if you've come across this much. People that are of the opinion that Brendan is completely innocent and that he was simply manipulated by Steve. Therefore, Brendan completely innocent, but Steve is as guilty as sin,
Yeah.
Can I just I'm just going to just quickly nip to the bathroom just for 2 seconds. Linda, if you could just take over just for a minute and just
Sure.
tell everybody what.
I personally I don't understand that because, I mean, I totally see how they can say Brendan is not guilty. He is not. You can look at it, and anybody with a half a brain cell can see that. But for them to think that Stephen is guilty and Brendan's not, neither one of them are guilty. And why they can't put the pieces together to see that it's just a scam, it's planted, and they were using Brendan to get Stephen for sure. I don't understand that. I don't know. They constantly talk about the same thing anyway. It's the blood in the RAV, or why was the key there? Or, where's the crime scene? If Brendan said all this stuff to convict Stephen, then where's the hair? Where's the blood? Where is all this? Where did all this happen? They have never been able to answer me that. Where did all this happen? Nobody's been able to say that on the guilter side. We all know it didn't
call
happen.
that a bunch of loose ends.
Yeah, I mean, put them together. Like Kel says, the puzzle pieces don't match.
No,
not even corners are there.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. I think they just listened to the news and believe that their police department or their government is telling them the truth. Now we all can see what our government and our police do to us. You need to take it face value. Evidence to words, words to evidence. That is the only way I see that.
And one question I got is, why did they do that to Steve twice? First with the rape on the beach, and then I was out there when he left, and then they were calling us, the police were calling us all liars, and there was like 5 or 6 of us watching them leave, and it doesn't take 10 minutes to get from Meshica to the Two Rivers, and then all the way on the other side of the beach. Come on, they're calling us liars, so right there in there,
Yeah.
They say there's crooked cops out there,
Yeah, you had to know. You had to know something's corrupt here. If you have 20 people saying that, and receipts saying that he didn't do that in 1985, and you're calling them, like Alan Avery says, fabricators and liars and fabricators. None, right there. If you're showing somebody receipts, that's proof. Okay. And yes, I get where they might think that family is being biased and making an alibi for somebody, but 20 people? I don't think so.
Yeah.
It outweighs what they were trying to do. They got it wrong then. Now, the second time around, I don't understand why the lawyers that were fighting the suit didn't say, wait a minute, doesn't this look a little funny? The guy's trying to sue, he's living his life, and boom, he's a murderer. I mean, and I think people honestly believe that Stephen was still guilty of the 1985. And that's what they can't get out of their head, because the state made it look like that. His crimes, like, what did his judge say? Oh, your crimes have escalated. Wait a minute. He wasn't even guilty of that crime. You found that out in DNA. Why would you say that? You're just like when they were talking to Brendan and they would say, sir. That is a child you're talking to.
Yeah.
You don't put sir in front of it unless you're trying to put something in the jurors' heads that this is a man. He was a boy. That's how I feel. And I'll tell you how I really feel sometime.
Oh yeah, me too. I got words for everything, but like me, like the loose ends, the things I wonder about is like that when that guy, the next door neighbor, saw the vehicle driven on the Avery property, and he called Manitowoc. Oh, don't worry about it. And like even with the key, okay, the key was there, but it took 7 times to find the key.
Yeah.
What
Well,
what's up?
aliens, you know.
What's up with
Aliens.
that? And then one more thing is when everybody left the Avery property, and then the police got there. They had 2 weeks to work, so they had 2 weeks to do their own thing because none of the owners and that were allowed to go on the property. So the police were allowed to do anything, plant
And
this, plant that. They were
even
allowed to
that's
do.
illegal.
Yeah,
That's illegal. When you're searching somebody, you have the right to be on your property while they have a warrant. There's nobody saying you have to leave.
yeah.
That is very untrue. And they told them that so they could do as they wished.
No, they
And
all
then,
had to leave. They all had to leave. They had to find a place to live for, I think, 2 weeks or so.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
That's, and that's illegal. I mean, they didn't have to leave. And when they say, Stephen had 5 days to clean up. Well, you had 2 weeks to plant up your stuff.
yeah,
And
yeah.
sorry, you didn't really do a good job of it because it's very obvious.
Yeah.
I mean, they should have left. They should have mixed DNA, I think, a little bit too. Like, a little bit of the blood of Stevens with Teresa's if you want it to be believable. And wait, how about some fingerprints? Okay. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Where's the words to the evidence don't match?
Nothing on my son at all. No fingerprints.
Nothing. Not one bit of DNA from Brendan
It's
Dassey
a case
anywhere.
of injustice, and I hope that he's not really suffering that bad. I can imagine what's going through his mind when he's sitting there every day. Something I didn't do. Why am I sitting? I know it. I know it would really affect me.
Yeah, it would me too. I don't think I could be as strong and as positive as Brendan is.
Yeah.
Brendan is a very positive, uplifting person. He's a lot like his father. He is a lot like you. And and honestly, if he didn't have that, he probably, you know what I mean? I don't know what would happen. I don't think I could handle that. I'm a hothead anyway. So if you piss me off, I tell you. So if I was locked up, I'd be screaming. I'd probably have no voice. They'd probably put me in lockdown because they couldn't control me.
Okay. Okay, we'll let the star Joel get back there. He's back from his bathroom break.
Oh, thanks, Linda. I'll tell you what, we've got somebody in the chat, and honestly, good-looking honky. If you really are Peter North, you're very welcome. But I'm not sure, and I suspect that people with spanners will be going to work shortly, and if they don't, then I probably will. But if you really are Peter North, then it's great to see you here, and obviously, yes, it's great to see Andrew Whitehead here. What I would ask both yourself, Pete and Linda. One of the reasons I think that particularly early on I encountered this a lot were people that pointed out the fact that Steve Drizzen and Laura Nyrider, they very much attached themselves to the fact that Brendan's innocent, but they never really, I don't think they've ever come out and said categorically, well, it's obvious that Steve's innocent too.
Right.
Yeah.
And I just wonder if there's a problem here with the fact that you're trying to get one person exonerated. How much more difficult is it to try and get two people exonerated, and then to get so that you're involved and talking about somebody else's case. Right. And I think what really hit the nail on the head was Kathleen Zellner in Series 2. When Laura Nyrider was asked the question by, I think it was Judge Khan, why do we need two killers? And I just sensed that Kathleen Zellner was not too impressed with the answer that was that was given, Kathleen Zellner was like, here's what you say. You say, we need 2 killers to try and take down Stephen Avery.
I agree. I have to say that I agree very much with you. Kathleen Zellner was not happy with that. She said you do not want to leave questions when you're in a situation like that. And I've always wondered why they don't work together. I don't know if it's because, I mean, I understand they represent different people, but there are things that they should be sharing with each other because it is the same, the same crime. Okay, but the state made it 2 killers, 2 different ways of death, 1 victim. Makes no sense. Yeah. Absolutely preposterous as far as I'm concerned. So I don't understand why Laura and Steve don't work with Kathleen a little bit more. I don't understand the dynamics of that, I guess.
Well, I think we're talking about Steve and Laura that work within the Innocence Project, and you've got Kathleen Zellner, who is a separate attorney, who is likely, once Stephen Avery is exonerated, files his lawsuit for 100 million, 150 million. Kathleen Zellner's either 33 or 50 million as a result of that. What I really wanted to ask Pete was, have you had a chance to chat with? I'm not asking you to be case specific about this, but have you had a chance to talk with likes of Steve and Laura? Have they engaged much with you about the case?
Oh no, I think they talked more to their mom or to his mom. Yeah. I think I only met him once, but no, they have conversations. If they don't talk to her, I know they talk to Brendan, because when I talk to Brendan on the phone, they used to come up by him before the COVID thing, but if they do have anything to say, I think they go to his mother first, and I don't have any objections to that because she is his mother, so
Right. Yeah. From what I understand, Pete, you don't know a lot about the legal stuff, choosing not to because you're just supportive of your son, and you allow them. Yeah. So that's what my understanding of it is. That's why we don't ask you a lot of legal questions, because you really kind of just washed your hands of that right away because you're just supportive of Brendan. And so I understand that. And Barb is in more of charge of talking to the lawyers.
Yeah, because they go through her first, and
right.
Probably because I'm not married to her anymore or something like that. I don't know, but I mean, it's okay with me, because if she does find something, she does let me know. So it's not
right. Yeah, like I didn't mean to say you don't know. Yeah, you do know, but you just choose not to.
Hold of it later. Yeah. So.
From where I'm looking at this situation, it's like the fact that you've got these 2 separate teams of lawyers looking at the case, it kind of works against them.
Yeah.
Because you've got Steve Drizzen and Laura Nyrider, and what can they say about Steve? They will be accused of following this conspiracy theory if they start talking too much about Stephen's case, because in the eyes of the law at the moment, Steve's guilty.
Right. Do you think they planned? Do you think the state planned that, Paul? Do you think the state knew that when they were saying 2 killers?
Do you know what, Linda? I have no idea, but I think there certainly were certain reasons why the state chose to do the 2 trials separately, and yet when you consider it, it's the same person. And you've got 2 killers. I think it's pretty bizarre. When I could understand how you would have 2 separate trials if there was a huge time gap, whereby somebody was found guilty and then they discovered somebody else was involved, and then you have a separate trial for them. But the idea that you have these 2 separate trials, it seemed very bizarre.
I think they planned it to be that way for the appeals process because they knew it would be appealed. And I think that at that point, they kind of planned it would be more difficult. Somebody's going to be there for it. And it's going to take a long time for either of them to get out. And I think it was a pre-planned thing to make sure that in the appeals process, it would be difficult. I just can't help think that they somehow knew how it was going to play out after they were in court.
Well, Linda, given the fact that they had this Professor Larry White who was ready to testify, I think they didn't even want the two trials together. I think for me, I think the time when they wanted Steve and Brendan to be in the dock at the same time was when they were trying to get Brendan to take this plea deal. And as soon as Brendan says, to hell with this, I've had enough of this. This is just nonsense. I'm just going to stick with what I know happened. I've played along your little game of 1,000 questions, and you keep changing the story. You're telling me you know what happened, and you haven't got a fucking clue what's happened because nothing. Excuse my language, because nothing happened. Okay, you had a bonfire, nothing happened. You keep changing this story, and you keep trying to tell me this is the story I'm supposed to come up with in court.
Yep.
And I think eventually, Pete, you can back me up on this. He must have just decided at some point
to
hell with this. This is all nonsense.
Yeah.
Story that they all wanted to stick with, and they're sticking to it. And when the only thing that I get depressed about when Brendan has a chance to overturn something, the state, no.
Yeah, jumping.
No, yeah, jump right in, just punch him in the face. But I'm just,
It doesn't to me. I don't understand it because they convicted Stephen before Brendan. So why didn't they let Brendan go? They knew at that point Stephen was convicted. Let Brendan go. They just had to stick to it. Yeah. They're never going to admit they're wrong. Trial 4, if you haven't watched it, go see it. It's a good show. And I think that they're honestly going to do that to Stephen. They're going to let him out on some kind of probation or whatever. And then years down the road, just say, we're not going to try you no more. I really do believe that. And I heard Mark Hodnott say that, and I couldn't agree with him more.
No, I do apologize for swearing because it's not normal. It's
fuck
nothing.
Regular talk. That's regular talk by us. You don't have to worry about that.
Sorry, Paul. I was trying to let you off there.
I do want to finish off though with something that that I find very interesting, and I'd really like Pete to tell us a little bit about this. It's what we discussed last week, and you said something to me, and it just struck me as being that is so interesting. That is so interesting, and if you can remember what it is, I have no idea what you're. Oh, all right, something green. Okay, Pete. It's to do with the fact that Brendan has this dream, and you tell us about this dream in series 1 of Making a Murder. You tell us that Brendan had this dream whereby, there was this hooded figure. She takes off her hood, and it's Teresa.
Yeah, one time when I went up to where the facility's at now, and I said, well, anything new? He says, yeah, Dad, I had a dream of Teresa. She was alive. And I go, really? And he said, yeah, I dreamt that she came up to me, and she was underneath like a hood or something like that, and open up the hood, and here I am, and everything's okay. And another thing, if a person would have did something like that, like he did to her, once you have nightmares, not dreams like a good dreams out, if I killed somebody, I would have bad dreams going through it and through it and through it. You know.
Yeah.
Right.
And is,
So right
is,
there, it just goes to show you that he's innocent right there, because you know, I don't know. There's really nothing left to say. I mean, otherwise he would have nightmares if he did it.
Yeah, Brendan especially. He is such a kind-hearted, uplifting, hopeful person that I don't believe he could harm anything ever. You know, I mean, if he was given a superpower, he would want to heal the world. Now, what does that tell you?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And sorry, just to state the obvious, just for the benefit of the record, almost like, dare I say it, a Ken Kratz moment. Has Brendan ever said to you, "Oh, Pete, oh, Dad, I had a nightmare where I tied this woman to the bed, and me and Uncle Steve, we raped her, and we sexted her, and we slit her throat, and we did all these horrible things to her. We cut her hair, and then we shot her, and then we stabbed her, and then we..." Has he ever come up with that?
No.
No.
The only thing I did ask him one time is when you know, when there was a knife brought in and he was supposed to cut her throat, and I says, "Where the heck did that come from?" And he says, "Oh, that's just I dreamt up that from Kiss the Girls movie or something like that."
Yeah.
There wasn't even no knife there or nothing, but you know, when he brought up the knife, that was just from a show. He never really did have a knife.
Yeah.
Do you think this Kiss the Girl scenario, it's something that Linda, you'll back me up on this. Every single aspect of these cases with Stephen Brennan have been poured over by people for hours and hours and hours, and to great extent. The question has always been, you know, was it a case of Brendan read the book or watched the film or both?
I think he said he read the book, but I honestly think he watched the show, which was playing on HBO in Fox Hills. So that is my belief.
Yeah, he did say he saw. Yeah, it was both. He read the book and he did
because
he did see the show.
Everything he talks about. If you have not seen Kiss the Girls, it was on a show. I think it was on Netflix or something temporarily. Watch it, because what Brandon says, even the knives are right down to it, cutting the hair, all of it. And I do believe that when they were questioning him, he just thought of that show. What did a killer do? What did a killer do? So if you want to know what a killer did, I can tell you, because I seen it on a show. And that's what I believe. I truly believe that is what he, you know, he retained more from seeing visually the movie than he would reading the book. So when Guilters say Brendan has a language problem, yes, he does. But visually, he learns. So I do believe he's seen it at Fox Hills.
He's got a lot of me in him. When I was growing up, I was a slow learner, and I was called a retard a lot. That kind of bothered me, but no, I'm a slow learner. Like I said to Paul in one of the interviews, if you gave me a test, everybody would be done in a half an hour. Yeah. It would probably take me an hour, but yes, ask me what my score would be. I'd probably get 100%. It would take a lot longer, but no, I'm not stupid. I was just a slow learner, and it just takes me.
It just takes you a while to
Brendan's a real kid, and he's just like me, and it just takes him a little bit to. That's one of my beautifies that I gave him. He follows right in my footsteps with the big heart and everything.
Yeah, it takes him a while to understand the language, but visually he retains it better. Yeah. So I totally understand that he probably read the book, but really watched it at Fox Hill.
Yeah, I think he said there was an animation that he saw it on.
Yeah.
Linda, could you quickly finish up, please, by reading what Liquid Sunshine Crime has written?
Paul Capaldi, please tell Pete how many are watching and say hi. He does not know I changed my name. So Liquid Sunshine Crime is Sharon Sunshine. And I don't know how many people are watching. Paul can tell
Well,
you that.
I would say about 30, 33 and a mad Glaswegian.
See,
You
I
stop your
got
ticket.
that on my phone here where it says chat. If I click on it, I can see those guys, but then I can't see you. But if
Right.
I review this when we're done, then I
Yeah.
hit chat. Then I can see everybody on there as we're talking, but I can't get it now. But so that's
We're a funny bunch, aren't we?
Sharon Sunshine changed her name again.
Yeah.
Oh, she keeps reading
Liquid,
herself.
liquid sunshine.
You know, she's like a phoenix from the flames. You know, every couple of months. You know, it's
Just so long she doesn't say I'm stuck. I'm not talking to her. Okay.
I love Sharon. She's a wonderful
Yeah,
person.
very
She really
awesome.
is.
Very awesome person.
So you get to see how crazy we are in the chat, then how funny we can all be. And then I'm sure you've been introduced to T1 Funny Man. He is our local chat comedian. He cracks us all up. Yeah, yeah. We have a very good, strong community for your son. We really do.
But I would use we do have a computer upstairs and it's a Dell, but we do not have a camera on it. Otherwise I wouldn't mind using it, but I don't know, right now I just kind of really clicked to my phone so I could get on here, but yeah, we don't have a camera on our
You look great on your phone. You sound great. Everything's working. Hey.
just that I got to get here now because I changed the thing and
You'll figure it out.
thing changed on me, so I'll learn how to get here.
A couple times doing it. You'll have it down pat.
To keep you guys waiting, you know.
It's worth the wait, Pete.
Right.
exactly, definitely.
Thank you. Yeah.
I gotta say hi
Okay.
to Crockett.
Oh yes. Hi, Crockett, and hi everybody in the chat
Hi, everyone.
for joining in.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
buddy too, even though I can't see you.
ladies first, I would just like to thank Linda for hopping on and helping us out big time.
Yeah, nice to see you.
And Pete as usual for a nice chat. We were going to go tomorrow, but then I said to Pete, you know, if you're available tonight, then let's do it tonight. You know, I've got a few people. Sorry.
Here's my mask.
There's his mask.
That's what you call a blank look. Did I get you on that one? Here it is again. A blank look. Okay, I'm glad I made you guys laugh.
Oh.
Listen, I'm going to ask you guys to say cheerio, and we're going to catch you all again pretty soon. So
right,
thank you everybody for joining. That is nearly an hour.
Yeah.
Sorry, Linda, ladies first.
Thank you so much, Paul. Thank you, Pete. I love talking to all of you. Thank you, everybody, for joining us in chat. And 2021 is the guy's year. Let's get her done.
Pete.
Yes, thank you, Paul, for having me. Sorry about the delay. Maybe next time that won't happen.
No
look at my face. And okay, thanks, everyone. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Yes.
And thanks again, Paul, for having me. And thanks for being a Green Bay Packer fan.
There we go.
Yeah.
See you all later. Bye for now.
Cheerio.
Yeah.